Based on their recent social media posts showcasing the squad, it seems clear they're done with signings and departures. This gives us a perfect opportunity to dive into a detailed analysis of their new project. Dubai Basketball has clearly invested heavily, building an almost entirely new roster compared to last season's Adriatic League team. The result? A strong, high-caliber lineup filled with top-tier talent. That said, questions remain about how all these pieces will come together, especially with some players making their EuroLeague debut. There are uncertainties, but the excitement around this team is undeniable. Fans are eager to see how this ambitious project unfolds and what it means for a non-European team to compete in the EuroLeague for the first time in history. There's a lot of buzz around Dubai Basketball, and we're here to break down their roster, address potential concerns, highlight key players and connections, and wrap up with expectations for the season ahead. Dubai Basketball has assembled a well-balanced roster, blending star players, key role players, and some lesser-known names. While certain positions raise questions about how they'll mesh, the team's overall construction feels thoughtful and promising. I'm genuinely excited to see this project in action, especially with Canan Musa, arguably Dubai's biggest signing of the summer. With a deep 15-player core, Dubai's squad is built to compete in both the Adriatic League and the EuroLeague, thanks to their significant financial backing. Let's move on to the point guard position. McKinley Wright and Nate Mason. Is this trio at a top EuroLeague level? Honestly, I don't think so. Avramovic is a standout, a very solid EuroLeague caliber player who I really admire. He's been around for a while, including a stint with Partizan about 2 years ago, and he's a phenomenal talent. But McKinley Wright comes from a strong stint with Budućnost, showing real promise. He has NBA experience with Minnesota and Dallas, but it's limited, around 30 games total across both teams, meaning his career has been more G League than NBA. Then there's Nate Mason, a bit of a journeyman, having played in Puerto Rico, France, and elsewhere, bump landing in Dubai to round out the point guard rotation. I believe Avramovic will likely lead the position in minutes this EuroLeague season. His experience in the competition gives him an edge. He knows what it takes to compete at this level. Wright and Mason will likely provide support, but I'm leaning toward Avramovic as the main playmaker. That said, there's some uncertainty about how this trio will gel. I don't believe McKinley Wright will be the more prominent point guard, though I still expect him to play significant minutes. Alexa Avramovic, however, brings a lot of character and soul to the court. It's tough to predict who will be the primary option, but I wouldn't be surprised if Wright starts, with Avramovic thriving as a key second-unit player. Avramovic fits perfectly in clutch situations, or as a lineup balancer, especially given his defensive prowess. Dubai's go-to players in crunch time, likely Canan Musa, Dwayne Bacon, and Davis Bertans, aren't known for their defense, so having a player like Avramovic, who doesn't compromise on that end, adds crucial balance to the lineup. Avramovic is an exceptional defender, but he's more than that. He's a complete player who doesn't shy away in big moments, capable of stepping up offensively as well. For instance, in the last World Cup final against Germany, he was arguably Serbia's best player, delivering a standout performance. His defensive growth, particularly at his peak, owes a lot to Željko Obradovic's coaching, which has honed his intensity and attitude. Avramovic's desire and mindset make him a key asset for Dubai, both in critical moments and in balancing the team's offensive and defensive needs. In Serbia, Alexa Avramovic truly found his role. He's a highly active player, always seeking ways to make an impact. His defensive intensity became a defining trait, where he grew comfortable and excelled. However, Avramovic is a versatile, chameleon-like player, capable of contributing across multiple areas of the game. The shooting guard position for Dubai Basketball is looking strong. Signing Canan Musa is a major coup for the team, a significant step forward for their EuroLeague debut. Musa is poised to be a star, and I'm excited to see what kind of season he'll have. Complementing him are Klemen Prepelic and Danilo Andjusic, both reliable shooters. Prepelic, in his second year with Dubai, brings valuable experience and is expected to play a key role. Andjusic adds further shooting depth. While not an elite group, this trio makes the shooting guard position solid and well covered for a first-time EuroLeague team. Canan Musa, despite a less-than-stellar season with Real Madrid last year, is a proven talent and former ACB MVP. He's a top-tier player who I believe will be a key leader and major contributor for Dubai Basketball, anchoring the position effectively. At small forward, we have Dwayne Bacon, Justin Anderson, and Awudev Bas from Virtus Bologna. This position is packed with talent, but frankly lacks in basketball IQ. His players can deliver moments of brilliance when things click, but they're not the most reliable. Justin Anderson, for instance, is no mystery. He's well known in Barcelona, Valencia, and beyond. He's an intense bulldog on the court, but his decision-making and IQ fall short. Dwayne Bacon brings loads of quality, but his mental game could use some polish too. The small forward position undoubtedly has quality, but it also raises concerns. These are well-known players with serious talent and the ability to make a big impact. However, what Dubai's team seems to lack is a cerebral player, a true floor general who can bring clarity, control the tempo, and guide the game. With the current roster, things might feel a bit chaotic without that kind of leadership. Okay, Alexa Abramovich, I love him, but if he's supposed to be the thinking head at point guard, they're in trouble. He's just not that kind of player. Then you look at the shooting guard spot, and there's no real brain trust there either. Prepelic might come close, but he's not quite it either, right? All eyes are on McKinley Wright to see how he adapts to the EuroLeague because the spotlight's definitely on him. At power forward, Dubai boasts serious quality with Davis Bertans, Filip Petrušev, and Dangovic, who played for the team last season. Bertans was also with Dubai, and considering this is a relatively new roster, I think Dubai made a smart move by retaining players who are EuroLeague caliber. It avoids starting completely from scratch. Having guys who already know what it's like to play a season in Dubai brings valuable experience. The Bertans-Petrušev combo, absolutely top tier. This position might just be one of the strongest in the EuroLeague. There's no question about it. Davis Bertans is a power forward who, just 2 years ago, was playing meaningful minutes in the NBA. His shooting is exceptional, and he's undeniably a high-level player. Filip Petrušev, meanwhile, didn't quite mesh at Olympiacos, but he thrived at Red Star, showing his true potential. These two are top-tier talents. It'll be interesting to see them share the floor, as Bertans plays a very open game, stretching the defense with his shooting, almost like a 3 at times, while Petrušev is more of a physical presence in the paint, even though he can step out and shoot as well. Both are big players with immense quality, bringing different strengths to the table. Bertans is likely to start at the 4 in the EuroLeague. It wouldn't be shocking to see him slide to the 3 at times. Similarly, Petrušev could easily shift to the 5. You could see lineups with Petrušev at center and Bertans at power forward, or even Bertans at small forward with Petrušev at the 4. Now moving to the centers, players like Kabengele and Jaite, those combinations might feel too big for the modern EuroLeague's pace, but the flexibility of Petrušev and Bertans to play multiple positions is a huge asset. Finding a 4 like Bertans with his skill set is rare these days. And keep an eye on Musa. He's going to draw a ton of defensive attention, which could open up opportunities for a player like Bertans to feast on open shots. Finally, at the center position, we have Mfiondu Kabengele, Muhammadu Jaite, and Kenan Kamenjas. Kabengele absolutely dominated in the Euro Cup this season, drawing interest from multiple teams, including Real Madrid before they signed Bruno Fernando. He's clearly ready to make the leap to the EuroLeague, and his performance in Dubai should be exciting to watch. Then there's Jaite, who's been impressive this season with Monaco. At times, he's played above what I thought was his ceiling, delivering in key moments. As for Kenan Kamenjas, he's another player who's caught the eye of EuroLeague teams in the past. Last season, he performed well alongside McKinley Wright at Budućnost in the Adriatic League, showing he's likely ready for the EuroLeague stage. Now with Dubai, he's got his chance to prove it. The center position for Dubai has some question marks. While the players have solid talent, they're not exactly proven stars at the EuroLeague level. A lot hinges on Mfiondu Kabengele's performance. He's the big bet here. Dubai clearly targeted him as their cornerstone center, the reference point for the position. I'm really excited to see how he fares with a team like Dubai. Muhammadu Jaite, on the other hand, offers reliability. At Monaco, some thought he'd take a back seat with Daniel Tice's arrival, but he proved his worth, stepping up as a key center. Jaite has more than enough quality to be a solid backup in the EuroLeague. It's not a bad setup at all. The strength of this position lies in its versatility. If Kabengele or Kaminjig start, Dubai can lean on Filip Petrušev to slide into the 5 spot. That flexibility is a big plus for them. This is Dubai's roster, led by head coach Jurica Golemic, who, stepping into his first EuroLeague experience. There are some clear unknowns with this team. The biggest question is how a largely new squad will come together. Fitting all these pieces is the main concern. How will players like Davis Bertans, Klemen Prepelic, and Danilo Andjušić, who were with Dubai last season, mesh with the new additions? Most of the key players are new to the team, and that creates uncertainty. It's a logical doubt. With a nearly brand new roster, things could go spectacularly well, disastrously wrong, or just land somewhere in the middle. Typically, in these situations, you see a mix. Some players shine, while others struggle to find their place. Dubai's situation reminds me of this year's Partizan, which built a completely new roster to form a foundation, identify keepers, and plan for the future. Dubai feels similar this season, a mix of players who could shine or flop. The outcome is unpredictable. It could be a total disaster, impossible to salvage, or it could mirror Panathinaikos' dream season where everything clicked. The uncertainty is natural for a new team, as we've discussed. A key concern is the lack of a player to bring order to the chaos, or at least that's the impression from the outside. We might not know enough about McKinley Wright, though. He could be the one to provide that calming presence and set the tempo for the team, which is a big question mark. Another major doubt is how Canan Musa and Dwayne Bacon will coexist, especially with Davis Bertans and Filip Petrušev also on the court. Musa and Bacon are strikingly similar. Both are pure scorers whose primary contribution is putting points on the board, with little else to their game. So, who takes the shots? That's where the fit looks tricky, and it's hard to see them meshing smoothly without clear roles defined. The big question is how Dubai will manage the fit between players like Canan Musa and Dwayne Bacon. Both are scorers who thrive with the ball in their hands. So how do you handle one taking a shot the other feels was theirs? That's That's where the tension could arise, as their styles don't seem to mesh naturally at first glance. Add Filip Petrusev to the mix, a player who, while not the most team-oriented, puts up solid numbers and plays somewhat individualistically.
Then you have Davis Bertans, who isn't selfish but needs his open shots to contribute effectively to the offense.
Sorting out these dynamics will be a challenge. The main doubt revolves around the lack of true playmakers, players who can generate ball movement and create for others, rather than just shot creators. That's why I thought Darius Thompson would have been a perfect fit for Dubai when he was available. He's the kind of player who could have orchestrated the offense and tied this roster together. It remains to be seen how they'll address this, but the lack of a natural facilitator raises serious questions about their cohesion. Let's wrap up with expectations for Dubai basketball in their debut EuroLeague season. The EuroLeague's level this year is incredibly high. Many teams, including mid-table ones, have significantly improved. Making the playoffs, which means a top 6 finish, feels like a long shot for Dubai. I hesitate to call it impossible because, as we've seen, teams like Paris Basketball and Bayern Munich surprised everyone by competing for those spots last season, 2024-2025. Paris even secured 8th place with a 19-15 record, and Bayern hit 9th at 19-15. So, ruling out a top 6 finish entirely isn't fair, but it's definitely a tough ask. Realistically, I see Dubai fighting for a play-in spot, somewhere between 8th and 14th, likely 10th to 14th. That's a reasonable goal for their first year. Whether they achieve it is up in the air. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. The top 6 is stacked with powerhouse rosters and veteran teams who have far more EuroLeague experience, making it a steep climb for a newcomer like Dubai. Aiming for the play-in, 7th to 10th, is where they should set their sights, building a foundation for future seasons. They've got the talent to be a thorn in everyone's side all season, but they might have some ups and downs. One major factor is travel. Dubai is likely the team logging the most kilometers. I might be off, but hear me out. Dubai's location makes it the farthest from most EuroLeague cities. You could argue it's closer to Kaunas, Zalgiris, than, say, Madrid is to Kaunas. Dubai to Kaunas is about 4,200 kilometers, while Madrid to Kaunas is around 2,700 kilometers, but that's an exception. Most trips, like Dubai to Madrid, 5,600 kilometers, or Barcelona, 5,650 kilometers, are brutal. Even Istanbul, Fenerbahce, 3,000 kilometer, is a haul. The only relatively close destinations might be Serbia or Turkey, but overall, Dubai's racking up the most travel miles by far. With 19 road games in a 38-game season, they're looking at over 80,000 kilometers round trip, way more than any European team. We'll see how that grind affects them, but it's a real challenge. Still, their roster, led by Canan Musa, Filip Petrusev, and Davis Bertans, puts them in the 8th to 14th range, which feels fair for their debut. The EuroLeague's magic is that should means nothing. Teams rise, fall, surprise, or flop, and that's why we're hooked. Dubai's a thrilling project, a fresh face in a storied league. Musa, fresh off a EuroLeague title with Real Madrid, Petrusev's versatility, and Bertans' sharpshooting make them must-watch. This team's novelty demands attention, and we'll be following them closely.